Okay, so I have posted a hair video and a skin video for PCOS, and I just want to chime in. That's why I started this channel, because I want to help ladies out who are suffering from PCOS, especially when it comes to hair loss, skin trouble, and weight loss. I have not done my weight loss video yet, but I definitely plan to, so don't worry, it is coming soon.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
Decided that since I'm a millennial housewife, that I'm gonna let you guys journey with me with more aspects of my life, and I'm opening up to you guys about my interest in a acting career. So I'm gonna demo to you my first monologue that I have not done in years. Okay, so I'm gonna play that monologue, and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my acting journey. Mary, everyone knew. But father doesn't care. And you will get everything you want. You will marry Henry tomorrow. You will feel his overwhelming kindness and pure heart. And I suppose I'll remain here as the older sister, as the unmanageable and unfit for marriage until I bend the knee. Or is it too late for me? Does every mother-in-law shall truly disapprove of me because of one article I published? And how I believe women are diamonds of this earth and inferior men find us threatening? Or even women, our own kind, fear the bold that wish to liberate them? Okay, so first things first with my acting journey, I started out always loving theater. I did a little bit of summer classes when I was a kid, and we did a big play, which ended up being The Wiz. Okay, and I had the best time of my life. I was not a major part. I was like a background singer, a dancer, but I still loved it, and I really loved theater. So fast forward a bit more later, I always wanted to do theater again, but I just was so shy and I didn't have the confidence to do it. So I really just I was active in my theater community in school, but I did mostly background work that included a lot of lighting, painting the set and etc. But I got to be a part of the community and everything, but still I was not fully in full acting mode yet. I did want to pursue theater for school, and I would express interest in acting and writing. I also pride myself as a writer, so more on that as well. But I was told a lot that it was just not an acceptable career and I had to find something. So I just thought, what about teaching? And teaching did not work out. I just did not like it. And it's so ironic because I'm still a teacher. I'm still teaching. It's hard to get out of because for certain situations, and I'll explain that in a minute, but it is definitely hard to get out of teaching once you start on that career path. So my advice to anybody when you're starting out in college, if you ever want to go out for something, do it, because you'll be looking back and like, oh, why didn't I do it? And I really wish that I went to school for theater. So after 3 years, I left university, and I moved on to trying to break into acting, and I was in Atlanta, so that was actually a really good place to start. And I started at the semi-famous, I believe it is, in the Atlanta area, Nick Conti's School for Acting. And I went there for about 2 years. I did do quite a bit of auditioning. If I was to do it again, I would definitely do it again, but I would also spend more of my time doing an acting coach. So now that I'm trying to get back into growing as an actress, I want to invest in an acting coach, which before I kind of heard about people doing it, but I did enjoy the classes, and my budget was tight because I wasn't, as an actress, I was trying to get away from teaching, so I stopped teaching. I stopped doing substitute teaching, which was I was doing for money at the time when I was going to school for education. Since I was trying to pull away from that and do acting, I ended up taking a job as a busser, and then I worked my way up to a server, and I actually made pretty good money. But at the time, you know, paying rent, you know, car payments, and etc. Sometimes a month, it's always something. It was hard to financially keep my acting career afloat, especially since I was very self-sufficient. I didn't really rely on others for anything. If I really needed something, I would ask my boyfriend, now husband at the time, for money, but I did not like asking him for money because he was very more well off than I was, and I didn't like want to seem like that girlfriend who's always asking for money. Not that he mind giving it to me or just didn't give me money here and there, but I just really was a self-sufficient type of lady. So moving on to that, I just really couldn't keep up with the classes and working, and I decided that, you know what, I'm going to write this amazing book, and once it's published I can pay for all the acting classes in the world. I just gotta focus on this book. And it's more of a process than people think it is, and I will do another video on the writing process, but so far it was more than what I expected. I thought I would finish the book, I'd be ready to publish, and that was it. It was not like that. I did draft after draft after draft, and then you still have these aha moments that it's not ready. And I will, in my next video, talk about just sort of like lifting off and trying to get your feet wet. And, you know, you're gonna hear no, but, you know, you'll still be motivated. So it was not like I thought it would be. I thought that this book would be the greatest gift to the world. Oh, definitely imaginary type of scenario. But I was really excited, and that was just my goal. My goal was to just focus on my book and let everything else follow. But in the end, something crazy happened. So I think maybe a year after I was trying to focus on my book, and I was actually got married. And it kind of does set you back a little bit, but it wasn't even the married part. I was finally in a financial way to support myself. I didn't have to work as much, and you know, I was sort of slowly transitioning into becoming a housewife, you know, and etc. like that. And then I was sort of forced to become a housewife because the ultimate thing happened was COVID. So when COVID happened, you know, my job just dropped us like a hot potato, and I had to quit. So, well, not quit, I was fired. So, but then at the time, since, you know, there were no acting classes or etc., and I had sort of fallen into this housewife role, I was focused on my book, and sort of like my mind, acting just went to the back of my mind, and I just didn't really put much into it anymore, honestly. It was just all about my book, and then I also wanted to start a business. Everyone was starting a business during COVID, and I was like, I need to hop on that train too. That's another video. But yeah, I started a business, and you know, I had a good time with it, but then I always had acting in the back of my mind. So I became a housewife, basically 24/7 for a few years until recently. And I'll be very honest, as a housewife, I didn't have to ask for anything or anything like that. But it was just hard, like feeling like you put some of your dreams on the back burner. And then also as well, even though we didn't feel the effects of COVID initially financially, dominoes started falling into place where our business wasn't profitable anymore. And when I say our business, really my husband's business wasn't profitable anymore. And financially, our position started to dwindle, honestly. And, you know, so I was really one of those comfortable housewives where I had allowances, and all I did was take care of the home. But now, I'm sort of more of a millennial housewife because I'm working as well. I, you know, do a lot of extra home care. Even though I don't even have children yet, I always seem to be that exhausted housewife. I do have 4 dogs, 2 cats, but still. So anyway, even with that going on, I want to get back into acting. I want to act, and I want to keep writing, but I just want to continue to try to get my foot in the door. I don't plan on being like, you know, I mean, apparently, you know, it's always a dream to be like crazy famous, but I really just want to act. And I grew up watching Masterpiece Theater. So that is a lot of inspiration for my acting. So a lot of Jane Eyre, a lot of Tessa the D'Urbervilles, and a lot of Pride and Prejudice. You know, so you'll see when I create these monologues, not only do I write these monologues, but I act them out. Some monologues I might pick up, and every time I do a monologue video, I'll explain where the inspiration came from. But as far as that goes, this monologue that I showed you or I wrote it myself. and I'm sort of rushing because I have to start work now. But yes, so don't judge me too much. I wasn't like in full makeup. I'm not in full makeup now, but I just want to really start putting my foot in the door. And you know, even with our situation changing, me working, I have a flexible job that will sort of let me audition. And now that I have a slight bit of experience, I know now that I'm gonna sort of invest in an acting coach. And when I do another video, I will tell you about the acting coach that I chose and how it's going and etc. And also, I think I'm a little bit more mature, and I'm not as shy as I was to audition. Of course, I'm still gonna get those heart pumps, but I do plan on, you know, auditioning more than I did before. I wasn't a very avid auditioner like earlier, and I just want to get this all done because I feel like it's getting closer to time to have kids. So I'm just ready to get my foot in the door. And my other hump that I might have an issue with is my husband moved me to an island, and the island is not my main language. So I'm just trying to really learn the language, and hopefully that also get me through the door for auditions as well. And even if it doesn't, of course, everything has been sort of, because of COVID, things have been done through Zoom. So I'm gonna end this video now, and then my next video will be about auditioning via Zoom or auditioning from another island, and you know, auditioning for the States, etc. Because it's a totally different experience. Before in Atlanta, I would you know, drive to the audition. Here it's gonna be online. So anyway, bye guys.